Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name's Deanna and we're going to start tutorial number 5 for my beach vacation mini album. And we'll go ahead and get started. So this is page 5, side 1. So got the twine again, which is connected back behind here like the other one. Let me flip that open so you can see it. It's back behind this paper. And now this one I had already preset, but if you remember, we're doing duplicate pages, so we end up with 2 pages of each style. We just go 1 through 3, and then 3 through 6 are just opposite. So we're going to start with this. And so these open, if you remember, individual like this, or to your right like this, and they expand all the way like that, or all the way like that. So, and as you can see, I pre-did these pages. Now they are similar but different than the other set. It has the same type of theme, like a beach or something like that, but it is a different paper. So, but if you recall, I had these in my stash, and they were just regular standard scrapbook paper from like Hobby Lobby that I already had from another beach vacation I did. And I just happen to have those left over. So on this side, it's just the sand with the water. And so we just have to glue this one down, and I have already placed on white cardstock one of the cut aparts just for decoration. And as you can see, I can get a full picture up here like this still, and another one down here. And if I need to, I can put a little journaling spot there to write something if I want, or just write right across there. And we're going to go ahead and glue that down. I use art glitter glue, just as a reminder. You can use your adhesive of choice. And we should be able to finish up the decorating today on the last 2 pages. I don't expect this to be a really long video, so I did get ready some tags and stuff we can do together. So, because I think this is going to go pretty quick, because like I said, these 2 are all ready to go. This on this side. And I did that specifically because this was time consuming to sit and cut all these and then to glue them down. So I thought it's repeat. You know, I didn't think it'd be something that you were that interested in, so I just went ahead and glued those in. I chose this for my center, and this decorative cardstock here is 8 1/4 wide by 9 7/8. But if you're building it, I always recommend measure. Some people like to go 1/4 of an inch smaller. I like to go 1/8 of an inch. So always measure, double check, just to make sure it's going to work out for you. Because I did have, I printed my own from a digital file, if you remember. So let me move this up there a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So that takes care of that. We can tie this. Oops, my page is down. So that side is done. So that was 5 1. Okay. Perfect. This is page 5, side 2. And for this one, I have this little band that I created, kind of similar to the other one, if you remember, was a flip-flop. This one just says memories. And I put another little sticker here, beach more, worry less, just because there was no spot. Put a few gems there and another little gem there just to add a little decoration. But the concept is the same. They go right behind here. I glued down here. And just glued these over top of this. And again, these are just done with the inking, because my pictures will fill that spot. And these were just scraps, and that's why I used this here, because it was just scraps and the colors kind of matched. So on this part, we only have these two pieces left. So we'll go ahead and put those in. This one's 3 7/8 high by 8 1/4 wide. Like I said, I think yesterday, I keep saying yesterday because that's when I did my last video, but for you it might be a week. But in my last video, the more I work with this album, the more I like it. It is just a nice, it's going to be a real nice album for my vacation. Very nice one. Let me just glue that on backwards. Hang on. Whoop. Which you probably wouldn't notice it, but I would. And that is gray on the back side because that was one that I printed that ended up in the gray scale that I didn't want. But I didn't see any sense of wasting my good cardstock, so I just flipped it over and reprinted it on the other side. There we go. And I know it was wrong because I have a little red stripe there, and then it goes wide blue. And once I get pictures or something in there, you probably wouldn't notice it, but I noticed it, so I have to take it off there real quick. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but as long as it, now if it would have been stuck down, I would have just said forget it. But it wasn't. I still had time, so here we go. In there. That. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead. And you could do just a magnet in here if you had heavy enough magnets. You could do a magnet here and a magnet here and just let that hold that, or just some twine. Do some twine in here or ribbon. Fasten it here and here, and then bring it up over and tie it. So there's other options other than this band, but I thought that was a good way to incorporate something else. So I had additional pieces from my scraps of this same fish paper that was here. So I just made a couple tags, and this is all scraps. This is it on what I have for my little scraps right now. I did go ahead and get a bunch of, use a bunch of them on some tags we're going to do together. So that is it on my pile of scraps. I don't anticipate having a whole lot more. We're going to do some patchwork tags. So, and these ones I just rounded the corners on. It's the only ones I did it to, just for something different. I only printed one sheet of this fish paper because I wasn't really crazy about it. Now, if we were going to do fishing or something, or go to an aquarium or something, then that might have been more fun. But I don't see us going fishing for sure, even though we love fishing. But I don't think we have plans to go to an aquarium either. So, but you never know. You never know. So we got 2 tags for there. The next ones, these were scraps I had. And so the white was scraps. I reprinted these to go in there. So, and these white scraps. Now you might not have big scraps like that in your white, because you're gonna, if you use 8.5 by 11 instead of the 12 by 12, your scraps won't be as big as mine for the most part. So that's why I had bigger scraps of white. So if you don't get the big scraps, then you can still make tags. You just might have to cuddle up a little bit more 8.5 by 11 paper. So I had enough to do, and I still got a lot this, well, not a lot, I guess maybe 4 more sections about that width. And so, but I'm probably going to make more tags, but I worked on some to get ready to do with you on this video today because I know it's not going to be a very long video. So, and these are for our second little pocket there. So we got 2 there, and those will hold a photo nicely. So, and still have room to journal or whatever. So 2 of those, just like that. And then 1 big one. So I did print another piece. I think I accidentally cut too many of these when I was making my tags for the inserts, because I have 6 here, but I think I just cut and missed the count. So, because that's the exact same size they were as that. So I did print out a couple. I thought, well, they fit in this pocket too, so we're just going to leave them. Or maybe they were smaller because I was going to do a different album. So I'm not sure if they were the same exact size as my other tags or not, but they work. So let's see. They were in the, I keep a bin right next to me here. And it's got my supplies that I'm working with. And here's my blue that I was going to, well, here, I'll show you in a second. Let me lay this down and I'll show you. I was going to do the album in a blue. And then I built my tunnels for my pages. And then it dawned on me that I probably was not going to have enough to, so this is, this is my work bin. So I have some extra things in here. I've had some dies and stuff come in since I've been working on it. So I just shoved those back here. And then these were the other things I was using, but I was going to do it in blue. So I created all these blue tunnels. And I thought, no, you know what? I don't have enough to do it. So then I thought, well, because I was going to do it 8 by 8. I thought, well, then you might as well change the size altogether if you're going to have to use 12 by 12 papers anyway. So I got all these tunnels built in that blue, so maybe I'll do a smaller album with that. But yeah, I keep my bin right here next to me, and then I can slide different things in there that I need right then and there. So that is why that is there. And then this tag will nicely slide right down in there exactly. And then we have plenty of tags in there, and we still have our flip this way, flip that way. Perfect. Okay, so this is done then. We've got both of those done. All right, so that is 5. Okay. Okay. So this one is page 6. Page 6. 1 here. So that's got to go back there. Page 6, side 1. And we're going to start, this is our flip with this here. And we can get started on that. So this inside piece I already did. I used 2 of the border strips and then just a section of the waves and glued that in for 1 page. I thought that would look nice. And I can still easily get a big picture in there. Maybe even a 5 by 7 laying this way. Maybe get a nice 5 by 7 picture in there of the group of us that's going. So for the front of this one, I chose this laundry hanging there. So we can go ahead and get that. And I got a while before I get to go on my vacation, but I wanted this done. I don't have to worry about it, and I wanted to do another mini album. I thought, well, you might as well work on the one for your trip. So we'll be doing another one right after this one. So, well, we will. Of some kind. All right, just going to press on this, get that on the back. And I'm holding this up so I don't ruin my hinge there, or my gusset. So, and if you remember, this one gets the brads, and on this one I've already tied off a little lobster on here for my dangle. And I'm gonna glue my inside paper down because my picture will cover that anyway. So I think I'm just gonna have it come through and not worry about it because of that. If you remember my last one, if you want to hide that, then glue your inside piece down second. I've already got one glued down ahead. And all these decorative cardstocks on these flips, both sides, are 4 1/8 wide by 9 3/4 high. So you will actually need 4 of those for that section. And here we go. So since I've already got one paper laid down, and I'm gonna have to cover it or something. And I could cover it with a little tag or something, but my picture's gonna cover that anyway. So to me, I'm just gonna let the picture do what it's got to do. And on these, I came down, I needed to stay above this flip here. So I came down 3.5 inches, and I'm in 1 inch. So if you want that same. If you want the same. So we're going to go ahead and put our flamingo on the outside here. Somehow I got a piece of the fairy dust paper sitting here. I don't know where that came from. I'm not sure where that came from. That's funny. That is funny. There we go. I'm just going to kind of lift this so I can press that down. Again, I don't want to pull on those gussets. All right. So now we have the inside there. As you can see, I did this one on the outside of that. So we'll go ahead and do this one here. Doesn't look like it got smudged at all. So let me find it. Oh, right here. Here we go. I try to, but sometimes I miss it. That's all right. There we go. Make sure it's facing up. It's got direction to it, so I want to make sure my direction's good. There we go. Listen, you could put a nice, good size photo there too, because if you're like me, when you take pictures, I mean, this is the older picture, but you could cut a lot of that away and still add it to something. Okay. And then I decided on these for the outside of the pocket here. Now, if you want, you can do this and keep this open and have another little tuck spot. I didn't really need that, so I'm just going to make sure I get my direction right. Because it might be, yep, it's got to go like that. And it's not the direction because of the pattern, it's the direction because of the width. So here we go. This is on the top here. Just like so. And then this goes on the bottom. And then this here was just one piece, one of the long pieces like this. And then I just cut it down so it fit on here. But it was one piece altogether. Here we go. Bring in that beach scene. This one here is going to be like in the center, and then I've got the wave as part of it. That was part of my kit, and then the flamingo there. So I'm going to erase. I'm going to erase some of my words here that might show through. they will, but some of them definitely won't. Oh, that might be my husband home on time. Maybe. So we're going to go ahead and glue these. All right. That is my German Shepherd, Gert. At my husband's home. So, I have a magnet I put on the door to let him know that I'm doing a video. You can hear him telling her to shush because he knows. And so let's go ahead and put this one on. So, but anyway, she's a good girl for the most part. I mean, she's an animal, so she does stuff sometimes that it's like, oh, girl, but she's not a puppy. She's going to be 7 this year, so. But we don't have kids at home anymore, and she is our only pet right now. So, and then I'm just going to split the difference there with that. And hi, honey. So, and then once we get these two done, then we'll just do those tags I got ready. Okay. Yeah, I thought that would be cute. See, I'll hold that up for you so you can see it a little better. That turned out kind of cool. And those were just those printable strips that was in the pack. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. This one was 7 inches high by 8 1/4 wide. Whoa. Glue's starting to clog up on the pad there, around the in there. So right there, don't interfere with your gusset there. Okay. There we go. All right, so that one's in there. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So now we can close that. Let's go ahead and get our other piece here. I got a poke through here. Find out what I do with that. Here it is. So I need to poke through here, keep my spot. Now we can add this paper on the top there. Get that glue cleaned off of there. And I spent a couple hours today getting the tag stuff ready. The behind the scenes stuff, you know, that you don't see because I don't do it with you, but that's all right. I mean, I like using up my scraps and stuff, but that is kind of time consuming, matching up all the little pieces to get them to line up on your thing. Okay, let's go ahead and poke this through this way now. And then we will put this brad in. And then we'll go ahead and tighten. Again, it's the same as the other side, 1 inch in. Just like that. Perfect. And then we're just going to take this, wrap it around here, and tie our knot. or not. There we go. Maybe if I can get my fingers to work properly here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna snip this off here. Snip it off under there like so. Add a tiny bit of glue on there so it doesn't fray and let go. There we go. I think I pulled my brad up a little bit there. Yep, I did. I did. There we go. All right. Perfect. Okay. And as you use it, it'll... That one went too long, but there we go. So, we got that wrapped around and in there. Perfect. And this is our last page, page 6, side 2. And I've added this. And then this was the top of one of the banners for the paper of the one of the 2 sheets that I did have, and it just says Summer Splash. It's got the flamingo on there and the decorative. So that was part of that piece of cardstock. I thought that was cool to put on there. And then I already got this piece on. So this is my pull apart that we did yesterday for our waterfall we made together. Finished up. So we'll set that aside there. And for the inside up here, we're going to use this sheet here, and then a piece of flamingo up here, and a piece of flamingo down here. Okay. And I've already got on my belly band, I've already got this side attached. So let's go ahead and attach this side here to the belly band. And then we'll attach that paper to the top part there. Now you can use whole pieces if you want, but I like to try, like I said before, I like to try to use up some of my scrap pieces so I don't have a bunch of pieces laying around. So there we go. Perfect. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get this attached here. We'll do the top piece first. So this sheet here was one, because I don't have a 12 by 12 printer, I had to shrink it to fit. So it was only this tall. So that's why that's shorter like that. Otherwise, if I printed the full page, it ends up cutting off the words and stuff. It doesn't leave them in squares. It cuts it off. So. Get to line up here for me. Okay. Move it right up against there. Just like that. All right. Yeah, goes like that. Perfect. And I got this one that looks like pool water here. It's going to go on the bottom here. And that measures 8 3/8 wide by 9 7/8 high. Put a little extra around the magnet there. These are nice big magnets. A little pricey, but nice. Nice for thick areas. Yeah. There's those bumps underneath there. All right. And then this is just the other part of our flip here, just like we did the last one. So we can go ahead and put that on there. And a little bit extra glue there. Perfect. Sorry about that. There we go. Just perfect. And this side's already done. We did that. I did that in the flamingo. So we can slide our belly band on. See what the effect here. Just like so. The magnet holds that. This goes down and that holds that. So that is our last page. I'll put my tag on there so I remember. All right. So we'll go ahead and throw some of these tags together that I've got ready. Shouldn't take too long. And these were just scrap pieces. So I didn't measure, I didn't write down measurements because your scrap pieces might be different than my scrap pieces. So I'm just going to put them together with you, cut them and figured them out. And just random sizes, and we'll just tuck them in here and there wherever we can. There we go. This is my biggest scrap piece that I had. All right. This is my biggest one. All right, here we go. Now I believe this one went like this, and then these three went along the edge. Yep, okay. So, and these are the patchwork ones here. So, just do those. Ooh. As you can see, I got a nice little stack of them over there, but all of these piecing together, because you have to cut it down because they're not exact, so ends up taking a time, but it does use up some scraps, and it's kind of cool looking. So, and you can still use them to journal on or put a picture on or whatever you want. There we go. All right. There we go. These are just fun. They're just kind of fun to make. And there was no rhyme or reason for which ones I picked. I just tried to get the closest to the width that I could, and then just cut them down to size. That's all. Inked them all. So just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's all it is. Took the white cardstock that I had left over and just cut the other pieces to kind of go with it. So I just started stacking them up because I thought there's lots of little pockets and stuff. We'll just tuck them in here and there. We'll use it up. Oh, I did get quite a few of them done, didn't I? No wonder it took me a couple hours. I just kept plugging away. I grabbed a piece of white cardstock. I picked the biggest ones I had first and then went from there. So some of them are smaller because I thought you'll use a couple littler tags maybe. And this one's just one little piece here. It just happened to work out perfect. But I put them on the white instead of just letting it be on the back because it makes them a little stiffer for one. And it gives me a nice journaling spot. Otherwise, you could just use just that because it is, you know, kind of got white color on the back. But I like to make them a little stiffer to last a little bit longer. Gives them some strength. And gives me a nice spot to journal. Nice area to journal on. So it's still not going to be too bad of a length of a video today, I don't think. I think we'll be all right. And then our next one, we will start to build the book itself. And decorate, so that will probably be one video. And then we should be done, I hope. Depends on how long that takes, but I can't imagine it taking too long. And then I don't do a ton of decorating on the outside. This one is probably going to be not a whole lot of decorating because, I mean, I kind of have an idea in my mind what I want, but I don't want to overdo it because oops, it will be used. So although I think all those decorations are pretty, sometimes when you go to open the book and look at it, they kind of interfere, but they're still pretty. So I know for sure I want some shells. I want to use burlap. Now I don't know if I'm going to use white burlap or regular colored natural burlap. I'm not sure. So not quite sure. I thought the white would look nice because that's kind of more beachy type, but I have both. Well, it's not really a white, it's kind of a, maybe it's not quite that creamy, but I wouldn't call it, it's not stark white either. But I'm kind of leaning more towards that because to me that's more like you'd think for beachy. So I don't know. We'll see. This be a little crooked here. There we go. Looks like it is. And two more, and we'll have them done. So we will be right around 40 minutes, a little bit longer than 40 minutes. Oh, this one goes this way. That's right. Let me turn that over. I had two ends here. Matching ends here. There we go. I'll split the difference with that one there. Make my goblet bottoms face each other. And then I still got enough glue on here. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. And then this one here. And that is our last tag. And we might make some more. I am not quite sure. I have to go through the book and see where we need more tags. So figure it out. I'll put these in where I can, and then if I need more, we'll build those the next time. So, perfect. That, this makes it nice. There we go. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we got quite a stack of tags there. And if we need more, we'll build more the next time. If you subscribe to my channel already, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you don't, please go ahead and do so now. Go to that red subscribe button, hit it. When you hit it, the bell will pop up. If you hit the bell, you can be notified each time I put up a new video. So I hope you follow along and finish this up with me. And until the next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.